Hi everyone, welcome to class. Today we're going to be working with a vinyasa practice. So I'm going to give you lots of options and feel free to try any of them if this is your first time. So begin at the front of the mat with both feet about hip distance apart. Let's take the shoulders up to the ears, all the way back and all the way down, softening the facial muscles, and keep a gentle gaze. You can also close your eyes. The first thing that we're going to do here is to notice the breath. So notice the inhales, notice the exhales. And as you inhale, noticing maybe the coolness of the air that comes in through the nose. And do you feel the warmth air coming out of the nose on the exhale? Coolness of the air as you inhale, and warmth of the air as you exhale. Inhale to notice the coolness of the air. Exhale to notice the warmth of the air. In, notice the coolness. Out, notice the warmth. In, notice the coolness. Out, notice the warmth. Last one. In, notice the coolness. And out, notice the warmth. If your eyes are closed, very slowly begin to float your eyes opened. And if your feet are hip distance apart, begin to bring the big toes together and both set of toes are facing forward. Keep a tiny bit of a space between the heels. Inhale to reach your arms up. Look up at your hands. Connect them at the top. And as you exhale, bring the hands together in front of the heart and release the hands. Inhale to bring the hands all the way up toward the ceiling. Connect the hands at the top. And as you exhale, draw the hands all the way down and release them. Last one. Inhale to bring the hands up toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, bring the hands all the way down. Let's do one more. Inhale to bring the arms up. And on the exhale, let's find a forward fold. Microbend the knees. Draw the chest down to your thighs and lower the hands down to the floor. If this is too much to bring the hands down to the floor, you can place the hands on your shins or maybe on blocks if you have blocks handy next to you. Hands on shins or on the floor, microbend the knees. Inhale halfway up to look forward. So imagine like your spine is like a tabletop. And as you exhale, forward fold, hands to shins or floor. Two more. Inhale halfway up to lengthen. Maybe continue to notice the coolness of the air coming in through the nose. And as you exhale, lower the hands. Notice the warmth of the air out of the nose. Last one. Inhale halfway up, look forward. And as you exhale, back down. Both hands onto the floor as you step your right leg, then the left leg back into plank pose. Let's hold plank pose for 3 cycles of breath. Shoulders back. If knees need to come down to the floor, go ahead, or keep the knees off the floor. Visualize that you have a straight line from the crown of the head going through the pelvis all the way to the heels. And one more cycle of breath here. Take one more inhale. On the next exhalation, lower both knees down. Let's do our first chaturanga. So shoulders back as you lower your chest, but keep your pelvis a little bit higher. So chest comes down first, then your pelvis, and then the rest of the body rests on the floor. Moving into Cobra pose, placing both hands underneath the shoulders, shoulders back. Gather and connect the legs together. Inhale, lifting from the chest, engaging the muscles of your back. Draw belly to spine to keep the core connection as you look to the front. And as you exhale, lower the chest back down. Keep your hands exactly as they are. Visualize your fingertips right underneath the tips of the shoulders. Shoulders back. As you lift your chest, notice the strength from your back. And if you want to add a bit more pressure from the hands, press the hands as you lift your chest a little bit higher. And then exhale to lower. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, shoulders back, chest up, looking forward. And as you exhale, coming back down, tuck the toes under, hands press, come up onto your hands and knees, downward facing dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana, as you shift your pelvis up toward the ceiling, like an upside down letter V shape. So pressing the pelvis back, both heels are reaching down toward the floor. Press both hands away from the feet. Notice the breath. Notice the coolness of the air coming into the nose and the warmth of the air coming out of the nose. And continue to press back, microbend knees if needed to lengthen through the spine. If the heels don't come to the floor, that's okay. You're still getting a nice stretch through the back of the legs. And just one more cycle of breath here. And then look forward to the front of the mat and step your right leg, then the left leg. Inhale halfway up to lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, forward fold. Let's microbend the knees, open the arms, and then lengthen through the spine. Take yourselves all the way up to standing hands together at the top. And as you exhale, hands in prayer position in front of the heart. Let's try it again. Inhale to bring both arms up. As you exhale, microbend knees, chest to your thighs, forward fold, hands to shins or floor. Inhale halfway up to lengthen, look forward. And as you exhale, lower back down. Stepping one foot back and then the other. Plank pose right away. Knees down or this time off the floor as you chaturanga, lower chest, belly, pelvis. Coming into cobra. Inhale, shoulders back, chest up. Maybe lift a little higher by pressing into the hands. And as you exhale, lower. Now, stay here as you take your hands behind you, interlacing the fingers if that is available, or keep your arms separated. As you draw the shoulder blades in toward each other, lifting the chest up, looking forward, belly to spine. Now begin to lift thighs, floating the thighs off the floor. Continue to reach your feet to the back space, lift your chest up. Continue to gather both legs closer to each other. Inhale to lift higher. And as you exhale, lower back down, separate your hands. Hands underneath shoulders, tuck toes under. Press back up into plank pose, then shift back into downward facing dog. And breathe for 3 cycles of breath. Microbend the knees if needed. Lengthen the spine, so continue to reach your tailbone to the back space. Inhaling to notice the coolness of the air, and exhaling to notice the warmth of the air. One more cycle of breath. And then look forward and step one leg then the other. Back into your standing forward fold. Inhale halfway up to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Open the arms, lengthen the spine, and come back up to standing hands together at the top. And then down to the front of the heart. Third set. Inhale to reach your arms up. As you exhale, chest to your thighs and forward fold, hands to shins or floor. Inhale halfway up. Exhale back down. Walk your feet back into plank pose, knees down or off the floor as you exhale, chaturanga. Inhale in cobra. Exhale into lower. Now, take both forearms onto the floor and pivot the left elbow so it replaces your right elbow. Bend your right knee and shift the weight a little bit to the left side as you hold onto the right foot and bring the right heel toward the pelvis. Continue to breathe here. Belly to spine. And with each exhalation, see if you can draw the heel a little bit closer into the sit bone. And then slowly inhale to release. Let's switch right away. So right elbow comes down to the floor underneath the right shoulder. And then right hand to the left elbow, left arm back, holding onto the ankle or the foot. Exhale to draw the heel closer to your pelvis. And then you might find a nice stretch at the front of the thigh. Keep breathing here. And then very slowly release. Let's bring both hands underneath the shoulders. As you draw the shoulders back, gather both legs really close to each other. Now this time, both knees bend. Option 1 is to take your left arm forward. Option 2 is to take just the right hand to the back space and then the left arm back as well. But if you do have option 1 and the left arm forward, release your left leg and just do one leg at a time. If you have both legs, shoulders back, as you begin to reach your chest and the thighs, and float your left arm off the floor if it's available. If you have both legs, lifting both. Continue to press the feet into your hands, belly to spine as you draw the chest a little bit higher as you look to the front space. Inhale to reach up, and as you exhale, lower back down. And let's do it again. So either holding onto both feet or do option 1, which is releasing the right arm forward and only holding the left leg. And then pressing the foot into the hand as you lift up, or lifting both legs, both arms, or option 2, which is holding onto both feet. It's nice also to be able to flex the ankles if you have both legs. That might help you to lift a little bit higher. Continue to draw the belly to spine and soften the facial muscles. Inhale to lift higher, and as you exhale, lower back down. Let's rest one hand on top of the other. Lower the forehead to your hands and relax the whole body. Feel free to wiggle the pelvis from one side to the other. And then both hands underneath the shoulders, tuck toes under, press back up into downward facing dog, and stay here for 3 cycles of breath and just go slow. Sometimes it's challenging to counter stretch the other way too fast. And then the last cycle of breath here. And then look forward, step one leg, then the other. As you exhale, inhale halfway up to look forward. Exhale, back down, open the arms and take yourselves all the way back up to standing hands together at the top and then in front of the heart. Again, inhale to reach your arms up. As you exhale, chest to your thighs, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale, chest to thighs, hands on the floor, and step your legs back into plank. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Right away, downward facing dog, reaching the pelvis back. Now here, lower both knees down to the floor, onto your hands and knees. And then gather both knees So they are about hip distance apart in case they are too wide apart. And then come up onto your knees. If these hurt your knees, you can also fold the mats into half. So there's a little bit more cushion there for the knees. Tuck your toes under so the ankles are flexed. Bringing both hands to the back of the thighs, shoulders in toward each other as you begin to lift your chest up. We don't want to think of going backwards too much from the lower back. Really think about lifting the center of the chest upwards to the ceiling. That is going to get you in a nice back bend. Option 2 is to bring the right hand to the right heel as you bring the left arm up to the ceiling into a half camel pose. And breathe. And if you have the right hand down, left arm up, switch, contract the abdominal muscles, left arm down, right arm up. Or if both hands are available to find the ankles as you draw the chest up. And if the back of the neck is okay, letting the head soften to the back space, belly to spine. Take one more inhale. And on the next exhale, hands to your lower back or to the back of the thighs, belly to spine as you return the gaze very slowly to the front. Seat onto your heels, and we're going to stay here just for 3 cycles of breath. Rest the hands on your thighs. Notice how you notice any sensations. And then if you have the mat folded underneath you, let it go. Bring both hands in front of you, back onto your hands and knees. Let's just do a quick cat pose to counter stretch that deep back bend we just did. Look into the belly. Pressing the space between the shoulder blades upwards to the ceiling and curling the tailbone in. And then slowly begin to find your neutral spine once again. Downward facing dog. This one is just a transition. Look forward between the hands and take the right knee to the back of the right wrist. Left knee comes down to the floor into pigeon pose. If this is not available, you can also come down to a sitting position and then place the right ankle on top of the left thigh and walk your foot into you. Walk your hands closer to you to get a stretch on your rotator muscles around the glutes. But I'm going to go back into pigeon pose. You stay wherever you need to be. And staying here for 2 more cycles of breath. Belly draws in into the spine to continue to lengthen the spine. And then taking one more deep inhale here. As you exhale, step your right leg back into plank. Chaturanga as you lower chest, belly, pelvis. This time upward facing dog or go back into cobra like you've been doing. Looking up. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog. Again, a transition here to go into pigeon pose or come down to a sitting position to do the sitting version of pigeon pose. It's nice to tuck the back toes under, lift the knee, and slide the foot a little bit further back. Shoulders down as you look forward, belly to spine. Breathe here. And a couple more cycles of breath. And on the next inhalation, both hands are flat on the floor, tuck the back toes under, send the front leg back into plank chaturanga as you exhale, inhaling cobra or upward facing dog. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Both knees come back down to the floor. This time, feel free to cross ankles as you shift back into a sitting position or come down to a sitting position, however is available to you. Dorsiflexion at the ankle joint, so the toes are pointing up to the ceiling and the legs are engaged. Both hands by your sides around the pelvis, shoulders back as you draw the chin toward the chest for staff pose or a dandasana. Belly to spine, so you're really reaching up toward the ceiling. It's almost like you want to lift your pelvis off the floor without lifting the pelvis off the floor. Breathe here. And a couple more cycles of breath. And then on the next inhalation, draw your right foot to the left thigh. Taking your right hand and microbend the left knee to be able to reach the outside of the left foot, or maybe just around the left leg somewhere. If your leg can be here and also lengthening the back of the knee, go ahead and do that, keeping the knee straight. And you can take your left arm to the side. Inhale to lengthen through the spine as you exhale. Begin to draw the upper body a little bit further down. Maybe continue to keep the hand on the leg or find the foot. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Look forward like we did standing. And as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe noticing the warmth of the air coming out of the nose as you exhale. Inhale to roll back up. Come back to a sitting position. Keep the right knee bent. Bring the right foot to the other side of the left knee. If the left knee can be bent and keep the heel closer to the sit bone and both sit bones quite close to the floor and level, go ahead. If the hip is too high, keep your left leg straight. Wrap your left elbow around the right knee. Send your right hand to the back space. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, turn to the back space. Keep your right hand quite close to the sit bones. Breathe here. You can also take that left elbow, bring it onto the other side as you press with the arm, the knee. Breathe here. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. One more exhalation to look back. And then inhale to return the gaze to the front. Switch legs, extend both legs to the front space. Left sole of the foot to the right upper inner thigh. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Right hand to the side. Maybe microbend the right knee if needed as you take your left hand to the outside of the right foot. Or if it's available to you to keep the back knee straight, go ahead. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Last one, inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. On the next inhalation, roll up. Keep the right leg exactly as it is. Left sole the foot onto the other side. Maybe keep the right leg straight or bend your knee as both sit bones are pretty level. And then wrap the right elbow to left knee. Send the left hand back. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale to turn back. Keep your left hand quite close to your sit bones. Option to keep the right elbow wrapped around the knee or take the elbow to the other side as you begin to extend the arm and press the arm into the thigh. Look back. 2 cycles of breath here. Last one. On the next inhale, draw the gaze back to the front. And then release, take both legs to the front space. Back into a Dandasana transition here, lengthen through the spine. This time reach your arms up to the ceiling. As you exhale, forward fold, microbend knees if needed, or keep the legs straight if it's there for you as you bring the upper body forward. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Last one, inhale to lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. And then slowly begin to roll back out through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Let's find a sitting position. Belly stays engaged here. And just for about 3 or 4 cycles of breath, find a comfortable sitting position. Close your eyes and notice what you notice. Notice the energy in the body. Notice how the body feels after performing the asana, the postures. Notice the coolness of the air as you inhale and the warmth of the air as you exhale. Inhaling to notice the coolness of the air and exhaling to notice the warmth of the air. Just one more cycle of breath here. And then very slowly, if your eyes are closed, begin to float your eyes open. Extend your legs forward and bend your knees to send yourselves toward the front of the mat so you have a space behind you. Let's lie down onto the mat very slowly, one vertebra at a time. Begin to round the spine like a C shape. Draw the belly to the spine, chin to chest. If you need to use your hands behind the thighs to help you lower down, go ahead. And then extend both legs out. Open both arms away from the body. Feel free to press the back of the head onto the floor as you lift the shoulder blades slightly and draw the shoulder blades in toward each other to open up more the front of the chest. And relax your legs. Both legs are about mat's distance apart. Relax your toes, your heels. Both palms are facing up to the ceiling. Close your eyes. Everything is heavy and relaxed. Inhaling to notice the coolness of the air and exhaling to notice the warmth of the air. Begin to elongate the exhalations to activate the relaxation response of the nervous system. Your whole body is completely relaxed. Letting go of the feet, the knee joints, and the pelvis. Letting go of the weight of the torso on the shoulders and the elbows and wrist. Letting go of the neck. Letting go of the head and the facial muscles. Continue to notice the coolness of the air as you inhale and the warmth of the air as you exhale. Feel free to stay here a little bit longer. Or if you're ready to move on with your day, slowly begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes, bend your knees. Turn the body to lie down on one side in a fetal position. And then keeping the head and the weight of the head very heavy, pressing one hand down, head is heavy as you slowly find your way to a sitting position. Connecting the hands together and thanking yourselves for practicing today. I wish you a wonderful rest of the day. And for more classes like this and for longer sessions, visit our website, link below, or subscribe. We are so happy that you're part of our community. Thank you so much. Namaste.